What's going on, and welcome back to another gear setup. And in this video, as promised, we're going to be going over how I set up the 511 4-banger bag. Now, there are a couple of different options that you can compare this with that I will be doing reviews on. I will be doing a review on the SoTech Mission Go bag as well as the Tag Mission Assault Pack. So that way you can determine what is going to be best for you, your mission, operational environment, duty position, or if you're just a law-abiding citizen and civilian planning for any type of preparedness situation or scenario, or even self-defense. So with that, I'm going to dive right into this. I'm going to do a brief overview if you haven't seen the gear review. So the 511 4-banger bag, there's actually a 2-banger bag and a 4-banger bag. The 2-banger bag is just cut in half and a little bit smaller. The 4-banger is what you see here. You have 2 pockets on the exterior with a mesh kind of elastic divider on the interior. You have MOLLE on the sides, a large pocket in the middle with Velcro and elastic looping. So if you want to run more than 4 mags on the backside where you have these 4 mag pockets, you can do that with the elastic on the interior. And then you also have a large pocket on the backside to throw whatever you want in there. There is a strap that comes with this. I typically take this off because the way that I set this up and configure it, I can slide it underneath the back seats of a vehicle or just put in the footrest area if it's a little bit more tight and confined, so that way it's just out of the way. And then I usually just run this as a resupply system, so that way no matter what's going on, kind of more in a military application, if I need to resupply for any reason, I can go into the back of that vehicle, resupply, plus up my kit, and then get back into the fight. So no matter the situation or scenario, this is just a concept or a way of setting things up to give you as much information to determine what is going to be best for you and how you can set up your kit and equipment and then adjust and adapt as necessary. So with that, diving right into it, there's a couple things that I don't have on the table that I'll briefly touch base on throughout. But first and foremost, we have the Enola Gay Smoke. I just throw these in the front exterior pocket. It doesn't matter what side, but I'll typically run the burst wire pull smoke grenade. It'll burn out at both ends, and with the smaller versions, the really nice thing about it is it'll fit in a flashbang pouch for the most part. Most all companies that are building them, it will fit inside of those pouches, and it gives you a little bit more diversity when it comes to carrying different colors, for red being medical, blue, green, and purple for just obscuring any line of sight and all of that. So I like running all of these because you just have more to bring to the table. In conjunction with that, blue, green, and red seem to produce kind of the thickest, most dense cloud when it comes to smoke cloud to obscure somebody's vision, so I would recommend going with those. But with that, there's also the Flashbangs from Enola Gay, as well as you can go to IWA, and they have, or IWA International, and they have the M12 distraction device as well as their own versions of smoke grenades. Those are options as well. They're a little bit bigger from what I remember to a degree, depending on kind of how they're set up and configured, because they actually have a spoon and everything on them, so a little bit tighter when it comes down to it. But those are really good options to throw in this other pocket here if you want to throw them in there and have that flashbang distractionary device capability as well. If you're military and law enforcement, obviously you're going to have a lot easier access to those. But the IWA International and Enola Gay flash bangs and distractionary devices are available for the civilian market for self-defense and contracting and all that stuff. So I'll typically throw them in this pocket right here, but since I don't have any right now, I'm just running that as an admin pocket, and I'll run a loom board with a little bit of Velcro on the back of it, so that way if I need to Velcro this anywhere inside of a vehicle, on a plate carrier, whatever, I can just throw all of that, the information on there, and then run around with that loom board as needed. And then I usually have a couple of Sharpies, matte markers, pens, pencils, and then just a small kind of box cutter for just additional administrative stuff. And then some of the other stuff that I have on the table, like these hand warmers, those will fit in there as well. And that kind of fills that pocket up enough. Sometimes you can fit batteries in there, sometimes you can't. It just kind of depends on how many you want to throw in there. But with the amount of batteries that I have right now, that won't work for this. But those are the front 2 pockets and how I typically run them, unless I have those flashbangs, and I'll throw them in here, and then I'll just get a larger kind of Ziploc bag or waterproof bag, and I'll throw all that admin stuff in the interior of this guy. So a couple of different options when it comes to that setup and component. So from here, I typically throw either extra mags on the interior, so you have the space to run 4 extra mags on the interior plus a couple of extra like pistol mags. For now, since I don't have those, I will typically just run my chem lights, any batteries, a little and small extra med kit on the other side over here, and then actually shift that over, and then any extra pistol ammunition, if I'm not running extra mags inside of this, can go in there. That way I can plus up those mags on there. When it comes to pistol, sometimes I'll load them, sometimes I won't. It really just kind of depends on if I have extra mags at the time or not. With some military stuff that I've done in the past, you only get so many mags and then you have to buy the rest on your own. So didn't always have extra mags. So for those of you that aren't running extra mags, that is one option. 550 cord in the back. I'll also run maps in the back here just because easy access. You don't have to unzip anything. You just pull that Velcro open, pull that map out, and then go. So I'll typically run maps back here. I would highly recommend laminating them just because it helps protect them, especially because of that mesh pocket. You have a spill inside of your vehicle. It's not going to damage those maps. And then from here, throw a collapsible water bottle in there as well. Sometimes if there's extra space, I'll just fill the water bottle up and throw it in there. But for now, I don't have that extra space with this. I'll usually have a mag with specialty ammo, so I throw that on the inside, whether it's M855 Alpha 1 or a special purpose long range precision round. I'll throw that inside of there as well, just so that way if I need any specialty ammo, I have it. And then on the back side here, I just throw these extra mags in their magazine pockets. There's a little bit of elastic in there too, so it will help retain them, especially if you're running extensions on there and this doesn't want to Velcro back in place. So you don't have to really worry about it all that much, but it is something to pay attention to just in case. So throw all these mags in there. And that will pretty much conclude the setup of this guy. So this is a good bag overall. I do like it. It's not super expensive compared to the SoTech and the Tag, so it is a good option when it comes to setting up a vehicle resupply bag or sustainment bag for anything else that you can probably think of. So that's what it will look like when it's all said and done. Pretty simple and straightforward. This is kind of a top view, and then from the back as well. So you have quite a few options when it comes to throwing in some additional items in there, but you can see real quick that even those handful of items that I have kind of filled it up pretty quick. So I typically try and focus around being able to shoot, move, and communicate and medicate when it comes to the setup of these types of things. Just having a little bit of extra for each, and then some extra smoke in there, flashbangs, and whatever else may be needed. Now, by no means am I telling you that this is the only way to set this up. Take the time, look at your mission, look at what's going on, figure out what you're going to need that is mission essential, and then plus up on those items for this, because you could definitely take a few things out, maybe squeeze in a couple of batteries, but not have as many that I had. I had quite a few. I think I have enough to pretty much re-outfit night vision, lasers, lights, and a couple of optics for more than just one person. So there is a few extras in there when it comes to that. But if you're running additional radios, extra radio batteries, whether it's a military 152, a Motorola radio, if they have detachable batteries and all of that, or if you're just running a Baofeng or Yaesu, just extra batteries for all of that. But with that, it just kind of really depends on taking the time to assess what you have going on, what you need, and then setting this up for what you need. This is just kind of a template and a guideline for you. So with that, if you have any questions, please feel free, leave a comment. We'll help you out in any way that we can. Like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.